All right, we are going to talk about the ABCs of disability and incapacity. Nobody wants to talk about this stuff. It's not going to be fun, but that's exactly why we really, really need to talk about it. The key here is planning before you need it. How do you plan for something like disability and incapacity, where it means that perhaps you're unable to care for yourself, you're unable to work, you're not dead, but you're not 100% alive at this point? The way to help plan is really thinking about, okay, if all of a sudden something happened to me, for example, I'm in my late 40s, pretty healthy, eat pretty well, I exercise, I could get hit by a car, right? Stuff just happens. If something happened like that to me, the question I'm going to ask myself is, who's going to be affected around me, my children, and who's going to be taking care of me and my life and help me run it if I can't do it for a period of time, whether it's temporary or permanently. So asking those two key questions can help you plan the rest of it. Planning ahead of time. So now you can get some legal documents to help you just in case. We hope this never happens, but just in case something like this happens. First one is getting a financial power of attorney. That means you're going to name a trusted person to run your financial life for you and step in when you can't do it yourself. So that means they're able to write checks for you, pay your bills, make sure your mortgage is paid on time, pay for your kids' tuition, do all those things on your behalf when you're not able to do it. Another document that you need to get is something called a healthcare power of attorney. So it is similar to the financial one, but it is for your healthcare. So let's say you're unconscious at a hospital, the doctor doesn't know what to do with you. Your healthcare power of attorney can step in and make decisions with the medical staff on what the next steps can be for your care. So you could stop at those two things, but really a healthcare power of attorney is a really emotional role for someone to take on your behalf. A way to help that person and guide them and maybe alleviate some of that guilt that they're going to have to take or feel when they're making decisions for you is providing a medical directive or something called a living will. So that's where you express your wishes. If you're a permanent vegetable, for example, do you want to be unplugged? Do you want to stay plugged in? This can really help that healthcare power of attorney do what you wish. Or let's say you're in a lot of pain, but you can't say, give me more medicine. You can tell that healthcare power of attorney, drug me up. Those are the types of things that you can put in that medical directive and keep it with the healthcare power of attorney document. Other things that you can do to help with the finances, if you're unable to work all of a sudden and you still need to support yourself and your family, you can explore options with disability insurance. Some employers do offer a disability insurance benefit at a discounted rate, sometimes free. Sign up for it. So what does disability insurance do? Well, if you're unemployed or unable to work actually for a period of time due to your injuries or whatever happened to you, it can pay a partial paycheck or potentially a whole paycheck for a period of time until you can get back on your feet. Another thing you can look into is long-term care insurance. You may have heard about it in the news over the years. It can be expensive, but there are more reasonable options now, especially if you look into it when you're younger versus later on. So long-term care insurance kicks in if you are unable to do at least 2 out of 6 daily living activities. So what are daily living activities? They're very basic things that we don't even think about doing or being capable of, but if we become disabled or incapacitated, they come into play. For example, feeding yourself, getting up out of the bed, going to the toilet by yourself, being continent, and some other ones. I always forget all 6, but you can easily look those up. So long-term care insurance kicks in after a period of months and pays you an income either forever or for a period of years, depending on your policy. So that could be a good thing also to just help you and your family get by in case something happens to you. So we just talked about the ABCs of planning for disability and incapacity. Super heavy topic. Really sensitive. Nobody wants to talk about it. We need to talk about it and we need to plan for it before it ever happens. And hopefully it never will. And we can keep hoping that it never will. We just have to plan for just in case. My other personal finance ABC videos are not as heavy, so tune in by subscribing to this YouTube channel. You can also check us out on thewealthgardenfs.com and find some blogs, other videos, and our Cover Your Assets podcast. You can also reach out to me directly with your questions or any comments you have about this video. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, I'm Josefte Cruz, and I will see you next time.